Alright, and welcome back to another video. Today we have a double training day, so I've got a 2-hour session in the morning and then a Tuesday night club race in the afternoon. Before I head off to America, I've been really trying to focus on my diet and like what I need to be healthy. So I want to drop down to about 70 kgs through the racing season. So for breakfast I got 2 pieces of whole grain toast and then just some scrambled eggs with a bit of salt and pepper. I've just got my normal mixed berry smoothie here. Alrighty, so I just want to address a comment that I got on my 100k an hour video. This guy said here, he commented, "Aren't you going for the Olympics?" I'm sad to announce that no, Cycling New Zealand have not confirmed or denied my participation in the Olympics, but at this stage I will not be going to Tokyo 2020. Alright, so today's session, I've got a 2-hour ride this morning, which is what I'm about to do, and then I've got a club race, so that'll be probably about 2 hours. So probably got 4 hours on the table today, but split up into 2 individual sessions. Alright, so this morning's 2-hour session, it basically is just 2 hours endurance, but coach wants me to do 10 times just full gear sprints, just throughout the 2 hours. So just basically 10 sprints, 2 hours endurance, then I come back. And then in the afternoon I'll probably do 20-30k before the club race. I think Maddie might be coming down to do the club race with me, so we'll probably end up doing 2.5-ish hours in the afternoon as well. Oh, alright, that was an hour. I don't know if you can see that. So that was an hour and 50 minutes, 55k, average of 30 kilometers an hour. It's super windy here at the moment. I don't know why, like literally I just drove straight south and then went out to this little like train station in Carterton, and then I came back because I knew it'd be about an hour there and about an hour back. But yeah, it was a block headwind the entire way out. I think I averaged like 25 kilometers an hour on the way out, and then I came back into town. I think I averaged about 33 on the way back. So now I'm just gonna have lunch, then start recovering, and then I think Maddie will be here in a few hours, and then we'll head off to the club race.
Can you hurry up, Gaylord? Hurry up.
Alright, here we are, club race, 10th of March 2020. So today is just a real easy course, out and back. Basically it's false flat for about 12.5 kilometers out, and then it's just a slight downhill the entire way back, which is usually pretty quick. But today the wind was quite against us, so we actually had like a slight cross tailwind on the way out going up into the false flat, and then it was basically a block headwind on the way back, which usually is the opposite of what it's been in previous years. Usually it's been super hard on the way out, and then we usually fly back at about 50k an hour. So once again, this is a handicap road race. I'm riding in the A grade. I think we've got about 6 to 7 guys in this group at the moment. So we're just coming along the first straight. So this is actually the finishing straight. So you do a few corners, you do like a left, a right, and then a left onto the main road, and then you head out into the false flat, and then that's just straight out and back. So we've got a few corners, as you can see on the map up in the right hand bit of the screen. So me and Langers, we're just chilling back here at the moment. Just as you can see, not too much power. We come around the first bit of the corner, and then I think we had a few of the normal A graders on the front, but we've got Maddie riding with us today. And yeah, he's on a pretty decent form. He's finally come back. He's had a few crashes and a few injuries, but he's riding really well. And Langers, who you can see here, who's also on the Couplands team with me and Maddie, he hasn't done too much riding since Cycle Classic because he's opened up a bakery in Martinborough. If you're in Martinborough and the Wairarapa region, go head down to Borough Bakery. That's him and his girlfriend have just opened that. So early on into the second straight, Matty goes to the front, and it's like slightly crosswind but mostly tail here, and he rips a pretty decent turn. Like I'm doing what, 300 watts on the wheel, doing 40k an hour, and I don't know, but the group already starting to split up already. Like people just aren't keeping those gaps, and when it's super windy like it was on this night, you want to keep real tight gaps and get as close to those wheels as possible just to conserve as much energy and not waste anything. So we're coming up to this first right-hander, and this is quite important because we're turning right onto a block tailwind. So me and Matty come around here, and he's just pulled his turn, so I'm going to rip in front of him, and you see a massive gap opens, and there's 4 riders back there and none of them want to work. So Matty jumps straight onto my wheel, which is quite smart, and then I fill a fairly decent turn here. Like I think I sit on about 420 watts for most of the way down the straight. As you can see, like 52k an hour, 53k an hour. But what I didn't realize at the time is that we'd dropped, I think we'd already dropped by this point. We're probably only, what, a k, maybe a k and a half into the race. We've already dropped 2 of the guys from A grade already. Just when it gets to that really windy days like today, and you've got strong riders like Matty and Langers in there, people really find it hard. Like obviously when it's a nice day and it's an A grade race, some B graders, just some slightly lesser A graders can still hold on. But when it's a super high powered day, like look, we're still doing about 400 watts now, 54k an hour, it is hard to hold on. Now in hindsight, and hindsight's always good, this pull on the front here was probably a little bit too long. Like as you can see, I've been on the front this entire straight all the way around this corner, and this bit here, it slowly starts to like go up this little rise. It's not very steep, but it's just a little bit of a pinch, and then you turn left, full gas left, and then you really start the false flat. And there's probably about a 500 meter section, as you're about to see, where it gets quite steep, and it isn't hard, except it's just a real slog. Like you're in the big chainring, but it's a bit of a slog. So I'm still on the front at this stage, and obviously I haven't looked back. I've just like been doing my turn, and I still think that we've probably got all the 7 guys, but it turns out, looking back at the footage, as you can see when we go around this corner here, the only guys left are me at the front, and there's Matty, and then there's a Martin Club guy, and then Langer's just sitting on the back here. Now we're literally about to go into like this really this, guess it's like the hardest section of the entire race, and you see here Langer's just pulls past, and he hasn't actually touched the front for the last 2k. So Matty pulled a turn, then I pulled a turn, then Matty's just gone in front of me. So it hasn't been many turns pulled, but we're already about 4 or 5 minutes into the race. So me and Matty have done about 2-minute pulls each. And then Langers just jumps on the front here and absolutely starts drilling it. Like I am in the wheels right now doing 400 to 500 watts. And it just slowly, I don't know, you can't really see the gradient in the video, but it's like slowly starting to pinch up, and we're still doing 35k an hour. Now I've done this to myself in a few races where I pull these big turns right before like a little rise, and then I just completely blow myself to smithereens. So when Matty and Langers pull through here and they're doing like 450, 500 watts, and they've gapped me, and then this guy's slowly starting to get gapped as well, and I just completely cook myself. So in hindsight, I shouldn't have taken that really big long turn. So this was basically the end of the race for me. So it comes to the end of the race, Matty ends up attacking and he takes the win, and then I think Langers finishes about 9 seconds behind with one of the B graders that they caught, because obviously handicap. And then I think they put 2 minutes into me and Pumphrey, that's us there. And that was basically the end of the race for me. So yeah, we ended up about 2 minutes and 27 seconds behind. So Matty took the dub. And yeah, that's the end of this video. So if you enjoyed, please leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so down below.
SRAM.